All right, Candyman. I just came out of the theater for Candyman. What a twist on what this film is. Candyman isn't just a character, he's a symbol of past hate crimes, the violence, the pain, the suffering, the aftermath that a lot of people still feel to this day, years after the crimes happened. And Candyman is a symbol of all of that pain, all of that anger. So that was unexpected for me. I've never seen a horror film ever tackle the topic of racism. And I actually stayed and watched the whole end credits. The end credits actually feature shadow puppets, paper puppets or cardboard puppets, and they're just, the shadows. Anyways, so we see all these shadow puppets, really great techniques for the shadow puppets, I have to say. Anyways, they used the puppets to tell us stories about past hate crimes that have happened in the world, which are mentioned in the last half of the second film. Yes, this is a sequel to the first Candyman movie that was released in 1992. Here's the shocker for everyone. I never even heard of the first Candyman, just this one. I didn't even know that it had even existed until I did my reading. So I'm sorry, folks, I've never heard of, nor have I seen the first Candyman from 1992. Now, nearly 30 years later, we have a follow-up to it, a real follow-up to it. I read that there were some sequels, but they didn't really do so good. So this Candyman movie, Candyman 2020-2021, follows Anthony, a very gifted artist who moved into this awesome loft in Chicago. And he is asked to do a painting that represents evolution, hatred, or the pain of hatred. So as he's looking for inspiration for his paintings, he meets a man who works at a laundromat named Will. Will tells him about the story of Candyman. And after that, Anthony becomes deeply obsessed with the story, and it just escalated for the rest of the film. What I love about this movie was the technique of close-ups. Everything that the camera crew did for this, the way they did close-ups, the way they did cutaways, it really was spectacular for a horror film. Oh, and Anthony, spoilers ahead, Anthony does get stung by a bee. Yes, the Candyman does involve a lot of bees. Anthony gets stung by one of the bees, and the bee sting spreads from his hand all the way to his face. And the special effects for that were actually very gruesome and spectacular. And you don't really see special effects like that nowadays. It's all computer. Computers ruin everything. I didn't mind the story or the whole plot all of a sudden going from a horror film into a statement about past hate crimes. I didn't mind that. Like I said, I never saw that in a horror film. I never thought of Candyman as a symbol for all of that pain and all of that anger that we feel years after the crimes have been committed. Also, it doesn't hurt to do your research for this film, because it looks like I have to do a lot of research after this. They mention a lot of past crimes, and they also use the shadow puppets to tell the story. I'm actually really divided in this film. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but I also want to see it because of the message. I feel like there's something I missed. So for now, I'm going to say the jury's out. I rarely say the jury's out, but there you go. So let's see what happens after I see it the second time. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.